Okay, so I'm back here with brother Henry. He doesn't. What we're gonna
Brother
do
Charlie.
there? So what I want to cover right now is how to deal with the most common questions. We worked this out a while back in Brazil, but I'm curious. So if I were to ask you where you're from, what's your answer?
Well, I'm from Philadelphia, but I recently moved to my favorite place on earth,
Fantastic. Which is where?
which is where I live right now, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Nevada. So
Nevada.
not bad, right? The truth is that a lot of people will just say I'm from X or Y or Z. I'm from Philadelphia and not add anymore. What Henry does is he does leave an open loop. I've recently moved to my most favorite place on earth. That begs, I mean, there's no way I can't ask the question. So I say, okay, where is that?
Right.
And you say,
Las Vegas, which is awesome.
so what I might do here is that the person truthfully might dip off at that point. Oh, really cool. Maybe they'll ask what you like about it. I would follow up if I were you with another couple sentences, potentially with an open loop, speaking to why you like Las Vegas. So you're from Philadelphia, you live in Las Vegas. Go ahead.
Well, I love Las Vegas because of the weather, the people, and it has the best nightlife in the world. And I'm the type of guy that loves going out and meeting new people.
Yeah. So I might just to simplify it, the weather's true, the people are true. I might just cut that out. So, we start at the beginning. I say, what's up, man? Where you from?
Oh, call me. Yo, what's up, man? I'm Henry.
Yeah, you're from
I'm
Philadelphia.
from Philadelphia, but I'm actually living in my most favorite place in the whole wide world.
Okay, and just so you know, you might have to speak up because my mic is the one catching.
Greatest place in the whole wide world.
Okay, which is where?
Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm supposed to answer this better, aren't I? This is tough.
So I'm living in Las Vegas.
Right.
I love it because every single weekend, right, or whatever it is
Right.
for you.
So every single weekend you can go out to these amazing parties, these amazing DJs, and they have some of the best food and people I've really come into encounter with. I've
Okay.
encountered.
Sure. So, and again, keep it short and simple. So what I might go is Philadelphia, Las Vegas. So I live in Las Vegas, my favorite place in the world. I love it all the time. I get to meet people from all over the world. They're super friendly. They're here to have fun and party. And it's cool because I've gotten to meet friends from almost everywhere that I could ever want to visit, right? You add some of these things and then ask yourself at the end of this, could it use another open loop? The truth is we can work this out on and on and on down the road here, but what's going to be most useful is for you to do a little bit of workshopping at home. So you're going to say, I'm from here, but I live here, but I moved to my most favorite place. Maybe that's something. Leave an open loop so that they ask you, oh, what is that? Then you're going to just go out, try the second piece, and see how people react. The truth is you're going to get fairly consistent reactions. If Henry goes out, says, what's up? I'm from Philadelphia, but I moved to my most favorite place on the entire planet. I guarantee you, 90% of the people are going to say that. You want to change it?
I want to change it.
Go ahead.
What's up, man? I'm from Philadelphia. I recently moved here from Brazil, but now I'm living in like the best place I've ever lived.
Really? Better than Brazil? What's that?
Well, Brazil is awesome because it has like beautiful people, beautiful beaches, but now I'm living in Las Vegas, which has like the best nightlife and some of the best things you can do all during the week.
So you're like a party animal more than a beach guy?
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
So now we're into part of conversation where he can talk to stuff that he cares about, right? He can tell stories about Brazil. He can tell stories about Vegas. I like that you added Brazil because when you're thinking about all the different loops, that person might have lived in Brazil, they might want to go to Brazil. He's just adding another layer for them to dive into. And the reason that we focus on this is because a lot of conversations will go the direction of, hey, what's up, man? Where are you from? Philadelphia. Oh, cool. I'm from California. What do you do? I'm a doctor. Oh, cool. I'm a lawyer. Silence, right? What he's allowing us to do is find other threads that we want to talk about. So let's go to the other one. And I know that should be interesting because what you do is, who knows?
Who knows what I do?
So what do you do?
So recently I was working at the bar. I was a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now unemployed and working and helping with my brother and looking for a new job that I actually care about.
Okay. So that doesn't necessarily inspire me to ask what you want to do.
I want to do this again.
Okay, go ahead.
So I dropped out of school to do something I'm more passionate about. Yeah, I would end it there.
Okay. So I mean, maybe you say, I was a student, but honestly, I dropped out and now I'm doing something that I'm more crazy about, right? Same sort of principle as at play is that you sort of bait them to ask. And the truth is, if they don't care about you, they don't have to ask. And that's a good thing to know. So now you're not rambling and totally talking their ear off to somebody who's just trying to get out of the conversation. This allows them to choose their own level of engagement. All right, so you say that. Yeah.
So I say,
what is your thing that you do?
I used to be a student in Philadelphia, but I actually left to do something I more care about.
So
Like
I would take it bigger to do something that I'm like
really passionate.
fascinated by, super into, and I'm really happy to be doing it. Right? You want to add as much of bait, big fat worm if you can, for them to grab onto.
Gotcha.
So they ask, okay, which is what?
Well, I moved to Rio to do something really incredible, which is try to be an entrepreneur and like try to figure out what is really important in my life. And it's something that I haven't done ever. I went through high school just listening to my parents, and now I'm starting to figure out what really makes me fascinated and passionate.
So just workshopping this, what you can do here is add a bit of a story. And I don't want to get deep into stories, but we're going to go into that in the storytelling thing. If you're signed up for the entire Chrism University, you can jump over there. But I think a good way at this point is a brief story. So you say, so I was in school, and maybe you've had this experience. I was just floating by. Like, I was sitting there, hanging out with my friends, drinking, smoking, but like not doing anything that was awesome. And honestly wasn't impressed with where I was. So my brother's got this business. He's a writer. He invited me down to Brazil. I figure, what the heck? Like, get on a plane, try it out. And while I was down there, I realized that what I really love to do is to blank, right? And fill that in. And so now you've sort of walked in through, like, there was some tension at the beginning of the story. Like, you've experienced this, a little bit of a laugh of just drinking and smoking my face off all day, right? And then you get there. So this, again, is something that you can do. Workshop this. If you're not really fascinated by what you do as in a job, another way that you can take this, and I'll do it for fun sometimes, is they'll say, so what do you do? I'll be like, well, for fun or for work? In such a way that they go, well, whatever you want to tell me. Or they go, well, both, I guess. And then I get to talk about, if I want to talk about fun and I don't want to talk about my job, I can talk about things I do on the weekend, things that I do with my friends. I can make jokes. I can pretend that I'm out in Vegas and I'm stripping or whatever funny thing occurs to me in that moment. But you don't have to always answer this the same way. In fact, the idea is to play around with it, see what types of themes give you the best reaction. Because your goal is, at the onset of an interaction, it's just to talk for a few more seconds to see if you guys like each other and can find something that allows for serious conversation and not just get stuck on Philadelphia, New York, lawyer, accountant, blah, blah, blah. So I think that was good. Thanks for helping.
No problem.
Cool. Next.